Hello, and welcome to. Sorry, screwed that one up automatically. Hello, I'm Andrew,
Hello, I'm Paul.
and
Hello,
this is
everybody.
Paul,
I'm Vicky.
and this is Paul and Andrew. Watch all of Hellraiser with Vicky, and tonight we will be watching the 2005 film Hellraiser. Deader.
Oh, sounds
Oh,
brilliant.
God.
For those of you who haven't seen this before, this is a bring your own copy watch along party. So if you've just joined us, you've got about 20 minutes of us getting our lines wrong before the film starts, and that'll give you time to get your copy of Hellraiser 7 set up, and so you can be ready to hit play when we do the countdown.
And then we'll all watch along together and make lots of comments about how wonderful, amazing, and special this film is.
Yes, talking of comments, say hello if you're in the comment section. No
There is
one's
a
in the comment
tumbleweed.
section. Sod it. We'll just talk to ourselves. We're
Yeah.
used to it. Anyway.
Yes, nothing like talking to yourselves. So,
Hey!
Vicky,
Hello.
what's
The
have
one
you?
fan!
Oh, yeah, we do have someone. Brilliant.
Oh, yay.
Hello. So, Vicky, what have you been watching over the last 4 weeks?
Wow. Okay. So you've actually written it down for me, dear.
I know, because I'm helpful. I
So
thought it's
Shallow
4 weeks.
Girl,
4 weeks, you probably would have forgotten.
Shallow Girl, Catherine Ryan, Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey, and the Challenger documentary series,
Ooh.
and Barbie. Saw Barbie at the
It's the cinema, yeah.
And also watched some random stuff on Disney. Oh, Candle Shoe. I saw Candle Shoe. I haven't seen that since I was a teenager. So I loved Candle Shoe. It's old Disney and it's really good. A young Jodie Foster, I might add.
Very young Jodie
Really
Foster.
sweet.
Must have
Really,
been about the same
really
time she did that. Was it Bugsy Malone?
Bugsy Malone, yeah. So it really was a sweet, sweet, lovely film. And
Sweet.
what have you been watching, Andy?
I did Barbie. We spent the day, we watched Oppenheimer, and then we watched Barbie. Myself and Pink Apple Jam just got totally engrossed in it. And actually, as a double bill, if your butt can handle it, it was great. We did it. We did Oppenheimer and then Barbie. Some people have done Barbie. Yeah. Tiger Chili was there with us as well. It was lovely. We did that way. It was great. I will be honest and say I preferred Barbie a lot more than Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was good.
I'm not convinced.
No, I think it's. I'm not going to say I'm an expert on the subject, but I didn't go into it cold. It was something I had a reasonable knowledge about. So I think I was sitting there. I came out of it thinking it could have been an hour longer. Because there were various elements I thought I would have been happy if they'd gone into more detail. So I do appreciate that a lot of people don't know about that stuff. So on that front, it was really, a great introduction. I know sales of the books it's based on have shot through the roof, so that's obviously really cool. But I'm not a huge fan of Nolan. Not that I've got a problem with him, but it's more along the lines of I have to be interested in a film that Nolan's making to go and see it. If it being a Chris Nolan film might make me go and see it. And it was a really good BBC drama with a massive budget. Whereas Barbie was amazing and an existential, as Paul said earlier, an existential nightmare.
It was definitely not the film I was expecting to see, but it was brilliant.
My personal favorite moment was when Barbie says a line about being plain old, generic Barbie, and it just pauses. And just as I was thinking, but you're being played by Margot Robbie. Just as I was thinking that, the movie kicked in with note to producers: this doesn't work if Barbie's played by Margot Robbie. So when I say the timing was absolutely perfect, personally, it was that level of just hitting me, just stuff going. What else I've seen? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem was really cool. It was the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot for a while that I actually thought was new and interesting and did something new to it. And in my normal territory, I saw The Unseen from 1980 supernatural horror, which is amazing, and I will tell you nothing about other than watch it. You will not see any of it coming.
Okay.
The Hearse, which is remarkable for the fact that it just it's woman moves to rural towns, gets terrorized by hearse, and you're like, ooh, is it a vampire? Ooh, is it Satan? Ooh, is it someone? Is it the local guy trying to rip her off? And then it just basically goes, what if it's all of them? And is brilliant, and also contains the most fantastic expression I have ever heard in a diary with regards to someone's gentleman lover. He is the master of my garden.
Huh?
The line was, he is the master of my garden. And that line is going to sit with me for a long, long time.
Thank you so much for sharing.
I had to. So, yeah, there's a whole bunch of Hollywood stuff you can watch, or you could also watch The Unseen and The Hearse. I promise you, the line is in there, and it is amazing. So, yeah, Paul, what's been happening with you?
So on your recommendation, I watched The Outlaws.
What did you think?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed that. That was a silly hour.
I watched that with you.
Yeah, a silly hour and a half of comedy crime caper. So yeah, very much enjoyed that. And of course, you lovely Pierce Brosnan's self-referential, which is your favourite Bond moment. Yeah, so I enjoyed that. I watched The Commuter, which is what's his name? Liam Neeson. Doing what Liam Neeson does.
What he now does.
Well, yeah. And yeah, so it was, if you like Liam Neeson films, I'm sure you'd love that one.
He's the most unlikely action hero of the time.
Yeah. And it's a bit of a weird one because it's a very low action film. It's more of a sort of solving mystery kind of action film. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, as I say, I enjoyed it. I've watched a few more episodes of Burn Notice, probably got through another season of that. And I started watching the original series of Star Trek again, because for reasons I'm at a loss to explain, I was curious. And I'm kind of regretting it.
Okay. Sorry, yeah. I'm just being hit by Pink Apple Jam asking where the movie's streaming.
Don't know. I haven't looked into it. Where it's
We've all sourced our own copies.
Yes. But anyway. So basically, I started watching the original series of Star Trek, and I'm finding it hard going because it is really sexist, and it has not aged well. And pretty much every other episode is godlike being decides to mess about with the Enterprise, and then decides it gets bored, or Kirk punches something.
I mean, Kirk punching something is a classic tale as old as time.
Yeah, but, you know, and it's just like, because I'm binge watching it, it's a bit much.
Yeah, you crashed on the holiday, if I remember correctly. You couldn't take much more.
No, I can't. But yeah, that's me. That's what I've been watching.
Splendicious.
Okay, so now I think is the time. Paul, did you remember where your save button was this time?
I have not only remembered, but I've also got it ready to go, he says.
I have been missing these. I have been missing these.
Waiting. Yes, it's on the stream. Yes, we have something.
They really ought to be awesome given last time, dude.
Well, I don't know about awesome, but they're definitely there. So that's an improvement. We'll take that for what that's worth, eh? Right, so hello and welcome to Paul's exciting world of Hellraiser statistics, now with new autosave feature enabled.
Yay!
So this time round, I've been wondering, was Hellraiser the best film written by Clive Barker? So for the purposes of this, I did a little bit of research, but I've only included films where Clive Barker has a writing credit in IMDb. But even then, it's still quite a subjective question as to which one's the best. So I looked for a few different statistical ways for me to be able to measure this. So
money.
Well, yeah, I looked at a couple of different things with involving numbers. Money may have been one of them. But before I start, do you have any suggestions as to which you guys think might be considered the best of his films?
I know it's not Rawhead Rex. I know it's not Lords of Chaos. I'm gonna actually pitch Hellraiser.
Okay, Vicky.
I'm gonna plead ignorance. I don't know what the hell he's done other than Hellraiser.
Okay, you'll find out a few names soon.
More than likely.
I'm probably going to be doing a scene need, aren't I?
I think you'll probably have heard of most of them. Any guesses from the comment section?
No, but Laura has found a statistic about the one we're going to watch.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yes, some of them were not reviewed particularly well. Anyway, so let's start, as you suggested, with box office performance. So
Okay.
these are figures that I've adjusted for inflation, so we can see what they are in today's numbers. There we go. So down in fifth place, we've got the 1995 sequel, Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, Hellraiser, Candyman, and the Candyman reboot. So the Candyman reboot made the most money with $86 million in today's money, but the original Candyman wasn't far behind it with 71 in adjusted dollars.
It wasn't a reboot.
Oh, was it not?
It was a sidequel.
Okay, fair enough.
And I cannot believe Farewell to the Flesh made that much money.
Yeah, a lot of his films didn't make an awful lot of money, but yeah, and it's understandable, I guess, that the big names that we've got in there are the franchise films, because that's quite often the ones that are probably going to make the most money.
Yeah.
And then, what was the other one we mentioned? Rotten Tomatoes critic scores. So again, Candyman does rather well there. That's the 2021 version, which is 84%. With the original Candyman from 92 in there at 79%. Book of Blood, not one I'd heard of before, but that gets good scores from the critics. Along with the Midnight Meat Train, another one I'd never heard of before.
I've seen it. It's really good. The third act is a little weak, but I would argue it's Vinnie Jones's finest acting moment.
Good. And then we've got the original Hellraiser down there with 70%, but it's still in the top 5.
That's surprising. Well, given the era, that doesn't, because I guess people are a bit more snotty about horror in that time.
So yeah, so those are the critic scores, but the other side of Rotten Tomatoes, of course, is the audience scores, and they think that Hellraiser was indeed the best one that he's done. So that pops up there at top place with 73%, and then of course you've got the Candymans down there as well, and Nightbreed makes it in there as well with 60%.
It's got quite the following, so
yep. And then we've got a little bit of a tie down the bottom there with Hellraiser 2 and the 2022 version of Hellraiser, both scoring in at 58%.
Okay.
And finally, on IMDb, they like a classic. So we have the original Hellraiser there with a 6.9 score, and the original Candyman there with a 6.7 score. Again, Nightbreed is up there with a 6.5, so IMDb quite like that one. And then we've got down at the bottom of 5th place, we've got the Midnight Meat Train, Lord of Illusions, and Hellraiser the 22 version, all with a score of 6.0.
IMDb is a godless place. It's
So combining all of those, we have a top 5. So overall scores. In 5th place, we have Nightbreed.
Fair.
In 4th place, we have Hellraiser 2. In 3rd place, we've got the 2021 version of Candyman.
Yeah.
And tied for 1st, we have both the original Candyman and Hellraiser. So
fair.
Yeah, there we go. Combining all of those, I don't think we'd complain about those results.
No. I would personally put Meat Train above. Would I put it above? No, I'm going to be happy with that. Yeah, that works for me.
Fair enough. Right, thank you very much for that. Now over to Andrew for some amazing facts.
Okay, so here we go. And are we all ready for Andrew's amazing facts about Hellraiser Deader? It's
Yes, we are.
briefly about Hellraiser Deader. There's some other stuff that might come in. So the first thing to note is it was originally called Deader, and it had nothing to do with Hellraiser. It was
another one of those, is it?
Was the first proper one of these. It was originally a script called Deader. It was written by this gentleman, Neil Marsh Stevens. It basically had a similar plot to what we're about to see, but no Hellraiser elements. He and his wife had been shopping it around whilst he was engaged in a job where he was writing film scripts for Full Moon movies for about $3,000 each. Full Moon movies, you may know, for such wonderful films as the Puppet Master series and Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bong.
Yeah, that looks a little bit odd. That image from a certain
I mostly include it just because of the title. Ginger Dead Man obviously being a murderous gingerbread man who runs around and kills people, and Evil Bong being a bong that kills people. Anyway, they've got a foot.
Is that supposed to be positioned like that?
Yeah, well, that's what I say. It looks a bit dodgy, doesn't it?
Yeah,
riding
kind of.
like a horse, very obviously.
That's not what it.
horse.
No,
okay,
very
right.
obviously.
There's something horse-like there, definitely.
It looks like hung like a horse, dude.
No, that is that is a direct parody of. Oh God! How I learned to stop worrying and love the bomb.
Yes, I see what. Yes.
Doctor
Strangelove.
That is a riff on Doctor Strangelove. Anyway, they also do like a streaming service, all their movies, all you can eat for £4 a month. So I think I might sign up for a month of that, mostly to go through the entirety of the Puppet Master series, which is really good. Anyway. Eventually got to so the script was being shopped around. Eventually got to Miramax, where Bob, not the convicted Weinstein, liked it and apparently arrange a meeting the next working day. Got the script, read it, and went bang tidy. And called him in. And according to Neil, they had a meeting, and at the meeting they got a deal for $500,000 right there. At the time, we didn't even had an agent. We had a lawyer, and that was it. So it walked into a meeting with the script, got offered $500,000 for it, and he went yes.
Fair enough.
She's pretty tidy. They then called in Tom Day, who, as you may remember, had co-written Hellseeker. He got called in to rewrite it. His two tasks were make it Hellraiser-y, and also make it more like the Ring and Pulse, as J-horror was very big at the time when it was picked up. That was 2002. It took 3 years to release it, but for whatever reason, 2002. So yeah, I personally find stuff like this really interesting because apart from anything else, he was totally so it shows how a lot of series like this get made, in that there will be a script doing the rounds, and it will be bought to then be rewritten, A, for taste, and B, just to shoehorn the series in. This is something that happens an awful lot. The other thing is because a lot of people get very, that's a terrible thing, that's a terrible thing. This gentleman was quite happy with it, and Vicky should be quite happy about the existence of this film because, quote, it made my career, even though the ultimate outcome of the project wasn't ideal. From that, I got 13 ghosts.
Oh, 13 ghosts. So
this is, I think, an incredible example of a jobbing worker within the film industry. This is seen as churnhouse. This is seen as lowbrow. This is seen as crap. We've already got all the gags flying around. I mean, Scarlet Tiger's coming into it, but this is how a lot of people get their breaks, make their money, learn their craft, making these bad movies. So I think that's pretty interesting. Anyway, Was made at the same time as Hellworld, also known as Hellraiser 8. They basically decided to film it in Bucharest, Romania,
Okay.
because it was cheap.
Yeah.
And they shot both of them at the same time because it saved production costs. Because if you're going to be getting everyone over there, you're going to have various parts of your production team that need to be over there. You're going to have various of your technicians and all that. So sending everyone over on one ticket rather than two, setting up a base, so brilliant. Only minor problem was the language barrier. In that they found out people in Romania not all of them speak English. And they also found out most of the Americans didn't speak Romanian.
Surprisingly.
So yeah, that was a bit of a pain in the ass with the production. Anyway, this was made at the same time that Hellseeker was being released. So 2002, and as I said, they didn't wait until 2005 to release it. It's not technically straight to video, because they had a bunch of they sat on it for 3 years. But during that time they had a bunch of preview screenings which were of the actual final movie. Okay. But it never went out on general release, and they were kind of doing it to try and build up a little bit of hype, which didn't work. But it then got released straight to video in 2005, which coincidentally was the time when parts 4 and 5 of the Prophecy series were being made. That's Uprising and Forsaken. They were shot at the same time. So they were also shot in Bucharest at the same time when it was being released. And to make the reason I'm bringing this up is because Doug Brady was in Forsaken. Now, sorry, he was in Uprising. Sorry, not Forsaken. Ignore my notes. Now, don't ask if it was any good, because number one, I've seen them. I can't remember anything about them.
They're not bad. They're pretty reasonable films. Number
two, I couldn't find any photos of Doug in it anywhere. So, and number three, this is the 4th and 5th part of the Prophecy series. In various territories, these were released as God's Army. So they basically were just like, this is not good. We're going to have to give them a completely new name. Try and distance ourselves from the Prophecy, which if anyone's seen it, is actually rather good. And yes, so that's how chunky they were. But same place, done the same time, Brady getting work. And Clive Barker had absolutely no involvement in it, other than a number of his drawings, and I believe a couple of his paintings are seen in the background at various points, because on top of being a playwright, a director, a producer, and all that's a notable author, a notable mover, blah, blah, blah. He also bloody does paints and does drawings, because of course he does. He's Clive Barker. There's nothing he's not going to sodding do. So, yes. Anyway, would you like to know? Other than that, it was fairly straightforward. Nothing exciting happened. No one died. Would you like some of the comments from the critics?
Yes, I would.
Oh, boy. How do you reckon this is going to go?
Well, I'm assuming there weren't that many reviews, considering it was a straight-to-DVD release. Or straight-to-video, probably at the time.
Straight to... It would be on the cusp, so it's probably both. Yeah, anyway. At least they're not totally decimating a beloved franchise as the new Crow films are.
Okay.
7M Pictures. This was in 2005 when they decided to beat the living shit out of the last goodwill left in the Crow. Movie Metropolis. This film is rated R for violence, gore, drugs, nudity, and simulated sex. You'd have thought the filmmakers could have found something in there of interest to a viewer.
Okay.
Moderately more positive from the Revenant review. If it hadn't shat the bed in the last act, it would have been my favourite sequel after Hellbound.
Okay, so watch out for that one.
Yeah. From Transylvania on Medium again. I've been reading more and more of their reviews. They're pretty solid. A message, stupid, unintelligible snivel of a movie that fails at practically every conceivable level to deliver absolutely anything.
Okay. So they liked
No.
it.
I definitely liked that review.
Yeah.
I don't know about anything else. I thought that was some quality writing. Basement Rejects said, I liked that the Hellraiser sequel, mostly due to the adapted scripts, try to do something different each time.
Yeah.
So that one I'm going to pitch out and say I think that's pretty fair because 4, 5, and 6 all tried to do well. 6 and 5 and 6 were a little similar, but they are definitely trying to do different things. You have to, I mean, 2 and 3 were kind of in a groove. 3 definitely was in a groove. So the fact that it got more experimental afterwards is pretty damn cool. And Alternative Ending said Deda isn't completely barren of anything interesting. And if you could now quietly talk amongst yourselves, I'll be back in one very quick moment. Something just went shonk.
Okay. So, Vicky, how are you feeling about this film after hearing what the critics had to say about it? Positive, then.
I really don't know, to be honest. I mean, take it as it comes, I guess, because it could be bad as in good, or it could just be bad. Or, I mean, to be honest, I don't actually follow most of what critics say anyway, because most of the time they get it wrong. The amount of films I actually really love and the critics absolutely hated was...
Yeah, tend to find that critics' reviews get more accurate with time.
Don't forget, Les Miserables got absolutely panned by the critics.
Yeah, but when things come out, I tend to find the critics are pretty harsh on things. And then, say about 20, 30 years after they've been out, they'll go back and review them and go, you know what, this is actually pretty good.
There was a theory, it was put forward by one of the creators on Cracked, can't remember who, that like the Oscars, which essentially is a mass pull of critics, they should be 3 years delay on them.
Yeah, just give something time to settle
to
in.
actually see if anyone really cares about it and get it to settle in and all that stuff and see how important it actually is. I agree with the critic reviews. It's so often, if it's there and then, critics write for their audience. If it's 3 or so, even if it's like 6 or 9 months down the line, when it used to be when the DVD came out, there would often be a reevaluation. And now it's just give it 6 or 9 months and the same person will, as you said, write far less harsh and far more accepting, especially because they probably would gone, if it's worth writing about that much later, it's probably because it's found a new audience and they're now trying to get to that audience. So it's interesting. Anyway.
Well, thank you very much for your amazing facts there, Andrew. Here's what IMDb had to say about this film. A journalist uncovers an underground group who can bring back the dead and slowly becomes drawn into their world.
Ooh.
So we've got the timer ready to go?
Yeah.
We've already asked Vicky what she feels about the film.
Yes.
I already told you that. I'm going to wait and see how it goes.
Very fair.
I've got wine anyway, so I'm cool.
So are we all ready?
Yes.
Relatively, yes.
Good. Vicky, would you like to do the countdown?
3, 2, 1, go. It's a bit loud for me at the minute.
That's a solid Miramax intro.
Yeah.
That's
they
definitely
never failed to deliver the Miramax intro. Have all the Hellraisers been Dimension films?
No. I don't think so.
I don't think.
Oh man, that font is so too early 2Ks quirky.
It's a chessboard.
Stan Winston production. He's the special effects guy, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
This This is a different vibe. This is already trying to give off kind of like an art house vibe, I'd say.
Yeah,
Like
it's a very quiet start. I don't think any of the films have been this quiet to start off with.
Someone a bit out of their head.
Definitely a less saturated palette than we've seen previously.
Mm.
I'm sure they're all diabetic.
I have got a creature in the room with me.
Yes, you do. I can see the tail behind you. Doggo.
Oh, Doug Riley is Pinhead! Yay!
Doggo is. Yeah, there's a doggo in there and there's a doggo in here.
Kind of like a post-grunge look.
Mm.
They're coming down.
The shakes. It's a nice jacket. How does a junkie have a nice jacket like that?
Maybe stole it. Or perhaps they bought it before they became a junkie.
Yeah, I'm just saying, why haven't they sold it for drugs? Subtle? Rude!
Mm.
Maybe she's not a junkie. Maybe she's an investigative reporter.
Journalist, yeah.
Or maybe she just wants to take some cool pictures for her art gallery.
Yeah. Well, it would if she was a journalist, it would explain why she looks strung out and why she's got a nice jacket. Well, that's exploitative.
Ah, see, I was right.
You were right.
I am sometimes right. Not often, but sometimes.
Back in 1 second.
London Underground newspaper office, just in case you had any doubts as to what was going on there.
It's well, some films have to be very obvious.
It's definitely a different visual look.
Mm.
It's nowhere near as grim as the other two. A lot more, I want to say, pastel.
Mm.
So is it based in Romania or is it based in England?
I'm assuming with a newspaper being called the London Underground and
Yeah.
everybody having British accents.
Except for the American and the Australian, although
Yeah.
that could still be London.
Yes, this could still be someone's idea of a British accent.
It's very upbeat music.
Yeah, she's having a good day. That's early in the morning.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Hey, is that? Do I recognise that lady?
I don't know. Do you?
Do you?
Only you can answer.
I don't know. I'm checking.
See, wallpapers.
I've seen him in real movies. Hello, welcome to the exposition.
So what kind of thank you is he after?
Given he's the editor, probably thank you. A video, just a tape is not a story. A tape
No.
is,
Research at best.
yeah.
It's something.
Encyclopedic knowledge.
Technology.
Technology, yes.
That's a quality line.
Oh, does it say 7 at the end of the tape?
Okay. It's a goth club.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a cult.
Same thing. That's a shanky looking bed.
But we know the series has a good history with beds.
Yeah, I was going to say, one bed lightly used. Shh.
I mean, with all of these cuts, how many camera people were filming this independently made video?
Many. I'm not quite sure we need to have the zoom cut onto her chin. Well, she's having a dissociative episode. Wow, that's always a good time when someone puts a tarpaulin over the bed you're about to sit on. I gotta say, the production value of this sinister death cult is quite high because there's several lights, none of which are. Oh, my God, this is so 2000s. I wonder how this is going to go down.
Sure, everyone will be just fine.
Oh, God. Oh, God. This is incredibly tense.
Good to see they're getting all the reaction shots in during their own video.
It's got to be 4 cameras at least working that set. Okay. As far as magic tricks go, I'm waiting. So traditionally, that's what we would describe as dead.
But these people are deader.
Deader than dead. Oh, they're corpse shaggers, right?
Oh, okay. What's the matter, dude? Can't you get the ones with a heartbeat?
I think it's supposed to be deep and mystical, but so far it's a bad Dave Angel with a body count. We are at 11:32 or 36 or whatever is sticking in the. Yes, you've just realised that she's dead. This is. Did you not realise that's what happens when you blow someone blows their brains out? His look of shock is. Wow.
It's like, why are we still watching?
So we've watched the highest. Ah, ooh.
Let's have a
Yeah.
reverse.
Everyone is recognizing Beard Guy. Okay.
And she's back.
Wow. Yes, I can happily tell you it's some kind of special effect because the people filming it have put so many cuts in.
Mm.
Oh my god.
You know, it's wonderful that she's back and alive, but she still does have a hole in her head.
Yeah, she's going to be washing skull out of her hair for weeks. Again, that many cuts means it's probably fake. Thank you, dear. Ah. No, it's absolutely not. Hang on, wasn't smoking banned in offices in 2000 by 2002?
Might be why you took it off her.
Possibly. It was the
was-
2000s, but I can't remember exactly when.
Back when you could just jump on a train and head off to anywhere in Europe.
I think you still kind of can.
You got all the borders and that. So she's gone from doing an expose on heroin being bad for you to go to Bucharest to find out that gunshots to the head aren't bad for you. And just to make it clear, they decided to tell us she's arrived where they said she's going.
Yes, just to make sure you, in case you've drifted off.
I got this still smoking in Japan in the offices. Well, that's one way to cull the population. Is it me or does Romania look spookily like a bit of London? Or is it the other way around? But you can tell it's a different country because they've used a different filter. And Romania's filter is light blue. Has she decided to keep the same envelope?
She's held on it the entire way.
Yeah, I'd have written it on something else.
Maybe she just stuffed it in her bag and forgot about it.
Hello, I've come about the obviously faked video.
Another doggo.
The dog element in this so far is really good.
Very happy doggo. There's the whalewag.com.
Yes, it absolutely does look like the apartment block from Killing Eve.
Why don't you just take one step further and break in?
Hang on. She's come all the way unannounced, and she's now frustrated that they aren't in because she's
And
not
they've locked the door. How dare
once. I'm just not telling you what it is because you're creepy.
She is a terrible reporter.
Yeah, you normally only just bribe the police. Right.
That is your future.
It's yeah, no. So as far as I can tell, it's a perfectly reasonable apartment that they've thrown a bag of flour around and decided to shoot at Batman angles.
Yeah, well, what can you do?
Not lean heavily into stereotypes.
It's a cheap-ass movie.
That's not that cheap. It's still in the million mark.
In America, that's cheap.
I assure you, there are cheaper.
I assure you, I believe you, but still.
Yeah. It is setting the scene. I'm trying to work out what the vile stench is.
Yeah, she keeps going into rooms, and it seems to be worse in each room she goes into, but there isn't anything in the rooms.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, the dishes. So
That'll be the sister then.
well, it's not the sister; it's the contact.
Oh, there you are. Oh, look what she's holding.
Oh, strangle wank. What is she holding?
She was playing with the box when she went.
How could you tell?
Because I saw it.
Okay. You're obviously got way better eyes than me at the moment. This is the raid the room section of Funhouse.
Yes.
Dear Christ.
I've got 5 minutes before we have to call the cops about the dead body.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
The room.
I don't even know if the dead body is the person I'm looking for. I'm just assuming. But the very important thing is I must nick everything not nailed down.
Yes.
Would it be the smell? I mean, it doesn't look decayed enough to produce that rotten and non-directional scent. I'm going to be honest. My experience with dead bodies is very minimal, to the point of zero, effectively. But leg it before the cops get there. Oh,
You can just about make it out, can't you?
just possibly. It's one of you clicking a mouse. I keep hearing clicking.
Not that I'm aware of. I can't hear clicking.
Mm. Quick! Put your DNA in the crime scene.
Yes, Lean in a bit further. Grab that package. You'll be fine.
Chekhov's window?
Bad stuff's gonna happen.
Well, I hope. Go on, kiss.
Oops.
She was fine with. Yeah, no, that's definitely a Le Mans configuration. Absolutely. I am confused by this pet putrefaction. Help us.
So am I. She's clearly breathing.
Ooh. She's trying her best.
I realise that, but they really should.
I have found out that one of the horror movies' big use of AI is to remove breathing.
Ah, okay.
Yes. Put your hands all over her. Leave all the DNA. Leave all the fingerprints. Let's have a look at her. Oh, that's very classic style. That's very first film. Oh! Call an ambulance.
Oh, she's still holding the box. That was obviously a bad cut.
Okay. Hey, Vicky, you know what you said about her being bad reporter?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I was quite impressed how the blue on the glass in the windows also worked once the door was open. that was.
Okay, she's just having straight, neat gin. That's not a good thing.
That is a terrible thing to do. I love gin and tonic, but straight gin is vile.
Amen, brother.
Darling, how do you rate her choice of Beefeater?
Beefeater was reasonable, and it's a reasonable gin. Let's just not knock it. There's no point in being. There's no point being snobby. It's still a nice gin. It's just unfortunate that there's so many other different flavors out there.
I'm also like, she's in Romania. It's why not just buy that? They have corner shops. She's in a residential part of a city. Nip into Tesco's and grab a bottle. I don't see why having the minis is the thing she's done. Ooh, more exposition. Yeah. So what's the first thing she's going to try and do now she's been told not to open the box? I think the clicking's coming from the track, the soundtrack. Don't open the box. What, this box? Yes, that box. This box I shouldn't open.
I don't
This
understand
box?
how you can open it. I mean, if I do this,
How do I open this box? I mean, I pushed it in every single direction I could, and all that happened was it pulled itself apart and reconfigured itself. Yay! Oh, God.
there we go.
There we go. Straight in.
Oh, idiot
God.
woman.
Oh, God. Oh. I was, what, 2 minutes? Maybe? Maybe a minute and a half? Okay! That is early doors. Really? What?
Well, you're screwed.
Okay. That is very early doors. And that's a different room? Is it? Or am I imagining that? Or if,
Looks the same to me, but then,
I'm trying to work out if they got bad continuity or. I'm going to say I approve of her style. She has good fashion choices. Well, Lauren.
Yeah, we can't guarantee goodness.
We can guarantee it's a film. And we can guarantee it's part of the experience of watching all of them. We make no other promises.
wow, that train is trashed.
Oh, we'll see. If that's not Joey, it's a strange place indeed. Yeah, she just got on the goth rave train.
Although they are
my
not
good
really
lord.
enjoying the rave.
I'm loving this.
They look too happy to be goths, dude.
No, that is the kind of I could handle being in a train club like this. That's
Well, at least you get to see men and female.
yeah. And here's some random lesbians. Yeah, we went on the ghost ride at Thorpe Park. It was incredible. It wasn't this, but I have many questions about how they think Romania operates. I mean, do they own the train? Are they squatting on the train?
I don't know, it just seems like it's their train that will just keep running, doesn't it?
have to keep watching them?
Yes, it's
Apparently so.
essential to the plot and to the backstory.
Just setting the context of something.
Man, your box is bumming me out. That's just getting annoying.
Hmm.
I mean, this guy is doing a reasonably good performance. And they're just interspersing it with lesbonics.
Yes.
This isn't the 11
Theatre
12
will regret
description.
it forever.
Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And the train driver at the front has probably got no idea.
That's like they've just taken over the last third of the train and are living in
Everybody
it.
else
Like,
seems to think it's perfectly normal.
Maybe it's just that one train you never get on. Or you only
well,
ever get on once.
yeah.
They'll
I mean,
be
there's a number
honest,
of people
darling.
getting
If we
off
were
on
in
it.
London and that came by, would we go on that train, or would we
No,
just go?
probably not.
We'll
We'll catch
wait.
the next one. Yeah.
Where are you trying to
Andy-
get to? How much time do you have? Are there other seasons? I'm just saying I would jump on it, and I'm saying you guys would think about it.
We would think about it because usually we have our daughter present.
That's different.
No, it's all right. I'm sure that I saw one kid in there somewhere.
I just want to know
That's
though
twisted.
why the deeply goth train, which seems to be operating a combination slime light torture garden session, was playing light jazz.
Yeah.
You cannot run, you cannot hide from the ticket inspector.
His fashion sense is terrible. Hey, normal train.
Hang on. Is that train coming back on the same track in a
No,
different
that's a
direction?
different one. That's
Oh dear.
why. Hang on. That's ask not for whom the Venga bus is coming. Pray not the Venga bus is coming for you. That's the guy. Is it? I do want to say.
No, you don't know who he is.
Arrest her for being foreign and shouting. Chekhov's baton.
The poor girl on the back is she's like, I've been told I have to walk down the right hand side of the stairs. I can't get around to the left and walk around you for.
I just want to say I think it's a bold decision for them to take the step of that was inappropriate language of hiring a complete slaphead as the bad guy. Oh, Ours is an hour 28.40, and I'm not aware of there being any alternative cuts. Why would the editor come all the way out?
Reasons?
Plot reasons. Why do they never deal with an assistant editor? That's what they have assistant editors for. Oh, today we discovered there are two versions of this film.
Interesting.
Not yet, but in the sexy scenes. You're a ooh. For a newspaper editor, number one, he doesn't swear half as much as he should. And number two, he really missed his calling as a Shakespearean actor.
How do we know he wasn't a Shakespearean actor? Most horror people are.
No, I'm talking the character.
Ah.
I'm going to be honest. I am impressed with the cast so far.
Oh, we have people who've been in real films.
Well, it's not that. I think they are doing a fine job of an okay script. Now that we've firmly established that Bucharest is a real place, we're now going to suggest it's mostly slums again. Yeah, he definitely does seem, on a masochism level, he definitely appears to be a feeder.
More doggos.
3 and 4. I think this is the most doggos we've had in a Hellraiser for a long time. I'm trying to work out if that's a bit of no, that's definitely 5 doggos.
They like their dogs.
They're all very nice dogs. They're all good dogs, Brent.
Yeah, my doggo's fast asleep behind me.
Really doesn't understand this concept of locks, does she?
Just put on it a little bit more. I'm sure it'll come apart.
The
That's how locks
key!
work.
Wow.
And it's color coordinated correctly as well, just like all good video games.
Yes. It has got a little bit of that feel to it.
I mean, there's an element that should be in a video game where you're being chased by someone and you've got a bunch of keys and you have to find the correct one to unlock the padlock. It's like, no.
A video game I worked on almost had that as a mechanic until we worked out it was pants.
Yeah.
Great in theory, awful in practice. Have they just color coded all the way through to they're in red?
Yeah.
And there's just random paper in windows. It's whoever dressed the set understood the idea that in rough areas you have paper in the windows, but didn't understand why or how. I'm. Oh God, no! That's a bad sign.
Mm-hmm.
That's either concrete or mud, and either of those is not going to be good. How far are we? We are 40 minutes in, and I am getting zero J horror from this.
Why do I get the feeling that it's going to be suspense right until the end where it turns silly?
No,
Probably.
that's 2.
What?
That's Doggo 2, isn't it?
No, there was.
No, that was Doggo 2 again.
Ah! I would be very worried if sewage was that uniformly coloured and solid. I'd probably want to be vaccinated against everything and drink disinfectant for a month. This scene's milking it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and if it was sewage, you wouldn't hold up a lighter in front of you, would you?
You would do very, very briefly.
She's probably burning her hand right about now.
Let's see. Is it a bit? Yeah, no, that's not a good plan. That's gonna go wrong. Oh God. Pink apple jam, mistress of puns. Oh. Hurry up. She's going down into the labyrinth. Something's happening.
Girl, that light is freaking pointless. And now you've really burnt it.
No, there is. Oh. I'd just like to point out the correct response from her at this point should be, owie, my thumb.
Yeah.
The barrel with the flint in it is really, really warm.
Mm.
Right, well, the great thing about this is
Say again?
I wouldn't be able to fit down there.
I don't think she can either.
But the set seems to be giving away.
Yeah.
This is basically splunking. Okay.
And this is when you start hearing the song I'm Going Slightly Mad.
This is spooky.
At least he's dressed.
The CGI bugs were not too bad. They were obviously CGI, but it rolled with it well enough. But yeah, he's... Oh, look. A magical African. I wonder how this will end up. Will he give her lots of advice and then disappear in a spooky manner?
Or is he just a random Levi Jeans model that they pulled in for this scene?
I was going to say, considering that these are all supposed to be the low-life scum of the world, they're all pretty fit and all in a pretty, they're well-dressed for... It would be a bold move from Abercrombie and Fitch to book them, but not impossible. And she is showing way more midriff than I necessarily would on a serious job. I never kink shame. I kink ridicule, but that's different. Perfectly good shirt. Absolutely knackered.
Right, is that other girl still got blood all over her from when she shot herself in the head?
She's still got a hole in her head.
Yes, she
Yep.
does.
Yes, she does. I
I think
guess
after all that time she'd change her shirt.
you think after all that time the blood would have solidified and worn off through pure motion of skin. Oh gosh, yes it is, isn't it? You mean the
Oh, really?
the editor? Yeah. No, don't just say no to being killed by the slaphead. Oh God. Ah. Oh God, he's going to say something profound. Yes. Yes, I was afraid when I saw
it. Yeah.
Yeah. You're in a clubhouse where you regularly kill each other for shits and giggles. It's a box. That does not help in any way describe what's happening. It's a gift.
But it does look vaguely like the people in the fourth film.
What?
Well, he says it's a family heirloom that's been passed down the generations. So he could be related to those people in the fourth film.
Did they have congenitally really high hairlines?
Ooh.
Oh God, he's really showing off the fact he knows her name. No, really, she knows full well she's in danger. You keep on killing people. Right. Yeah, I was thinking that one. Yeah. This is so many excessive sound effects.
Mm.
Did she kill herself? Or was it death by stranglewank?
Do you think he's trying to do a Doug Brady impression?
I think he's 14 and this is profound. Yes. That just random bit of celerity on display there. It's childhood trauma exposition time.
I'm afraid you're going to stab me through my nice leather jacket.
Stab her, shoot her, throttle her. No, God, did we just miss a scene? Is that bloody rave again?
No, thanks.
It's not a gift, it's a knife, you psycho. Okay, that was
Trippy.
It's another all dream scene.
individually, these are quite good, but that's like the second time they've done that gag.
Mm-hmm. Oh, was it?
Yeah. He's in the bar. Okay. No, that was the. No, hang on. That was the third jump we. That was the third
could
time
be,
that was had. And she's not using any pillows, which proves she's hardcore. Okay. I'm not saying that something like that can't leave psychological scars on people, but this is Hellraiser, so I hope there's something more than my dad used to spank me. I'm also curious whose shirt that is.
Yeah.
That's a man. That does appear to be a man's shirt.
I think we're all pretty much asking what the fuck's going on right now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that would be my first guess as well, given the length of the blade and the not being dead. And the fact it's gone through her spine. Yeah, definitely an ouchie.
Oh,
It's right in that awkward spot. I just can't reach it.
I sit down. Number one.
yeah. I don't think you're going to get her to calm down. I don't think anyone would actually calm down with that going on in their brain.
Yeah, no, that's it. You're not going to be able to get your jacket on wearing that.
No.
So
It is going to be problematic.
yeah.
He's going to shut it in the door.
That is genius.
Yeah.
Oh, props. That go on. Go on.
Oh, good for you.
Yes. absolute props to her.
Yep.
I wouldn't have thought of that. That is proper genius. Absolute credit to the lady. To be fair, it was going through her spine and probably through her lung, so I think the general laws are out of there, but you know. Oh God! If that's someone offering her insurance, cheaper car insurance, she's legitimately allowed to hunt them down and kill them. Oh God! Oh no! A telephone! Whatever will I do?
Hello, I'm phoning up about the incident you've had with a cult in the last 3 years. Would you like to claim insurance?
What? He would be far more careful. Okay. That was impressively heretical, as sacrilegious, and go, Doug, go. So
we have moved away from the, ask the question, who are you? And it's like, who I am is not relevant. It's like, oh, no. In the first few films, he was very keen to tell people who and what he was.
Yeah.
White might not be the best top.
Yeah.
I think she's still bleeding from there. Okay. As far as field dressings go, that's one of them. Not being stupid, grab a tampon, slam it in, it'll work.
That's going to be one hell of a big tampon.
Put a couple in, it still works. She's just stuffed the towel in the hole. Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Why is she bleeding from her sort of middle when previously it was coming out of her upper chest?
I think she's bleeding.
It went all the way through. The knife went through.
Yes, but it was protruding from just above her breast, and now it's almost just above her middle that it's bleeding from.
What I would like to know is, how is she alive? Because it went through her spine.
Yes, she's not.
Yes. These and many other very good questions. Right now is when she should be drinking that gin.
Yes.
It's like, you know when they start giving blood, they're like, now don't drink anything for a day.
Yeah.
The Romanian police are really indifferent to people with massive bleeds.
Don't mind me, officer.
Oh my God. White was such a poor choice. No one cares. The ticket agent's just like, oh. Oh. Yeah, slowly cauterizing a wound is not something that's traditionally done. You normally want to quite rapidly cauterize the wound. But yeah, she could have used the magic lighter that doesn't get hot.
And he looks a very creepy policeman. Girl, that guy told you to stay away. Don't bug him.
Bouncer. Yeah. I know it's probably completely coincidental, but that situation reminds me of the lovers in Hellbound 2. Sorry, Hellraiser 2. This is so desperately trying to pick up on the Matrix. What's in the box, George? Yeah.
I think his name's Joey.
Yeah. This is the second time someone's complimented her on her ass.
It's difficult because you can't actually see her ass in most of what she's wearing.
I'm happy to accept that she's got a very delightful pair of buttocks, but it's just weird that it's mentioned twice. Oh. Yeah. I love the fact they even chained and attacked the doll. That's just a corpse pile. Right, you lot, down to your scuddies. We're going to throw blood at you. Ooh, is that a Cenobite I see?
Oh, it certainly looked like one, didn't it?
For a corpse, she looks pretty good. No.
That's kind of not what she wanted to hear.
I hate that line. I don't know why. I just always find that line really annoying in any movie. Maybe she is. Yes, there is. There's a huge difference between being dead and alive.
Yeah, I mean, most humans would say, yeah.
No. What?
This is making no sense.
Yeah. Which is annoying when so far we've had an hour and 6 minutes of railroading exposition. Fear is what?
You can tell it's in the past because it's black and white.
Yeah. That's...
It was all a dream again.
Again. Oh, God. He's secretly Pinhead. Okay. Why is there an English doctor?
Maybe we never left England at all.
Maybe that's the guy who on the train.
Ooh. I was going to say, if you're bad enough to be chained to the bed, traditionally, "I'm fine, trust me," isn't enough to get them to unlock you. Ooh, checkerboard floor.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Curious Batman angles. Ooh. And a child in a adult center.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's trying to be One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but I don't think it's quite. Yeah.
Gonna go creepy soon.
Soon. Okay. And now I'm just going to use the red. Yeah. It's really creepy. The kid seems to be drawing in montage. I think that's one sick kid. Having met children and having been a child at various points, I know that kids would draw that anyway. I'm trying to work out if they're trying to rip off from the hospital scenes in 2. There's definitely some kind of riffage on that. Is that cartoon meant to be meaningful? I gotta say,
Yeah. I mean, for a child that age, that's a damn impressive picture.
that kid is gonna be a child prodigy and just break by the time they're 20. Yeah, yeah. A lot of old pre-Hays Code cartoons were pretty horrific. They're great. Ooh. And her heart's opened up again. Call a nurse.
Give it 5 minutes before, and it's all a dream.
She just the problem I got with this character is she weaves between really, really sensible and the plot made me do this. Oh my god, it's a door that looks nothing like the door in the flat. That's a lot of blood.
I'm also wondering how many white shirts she went through in this film.
All of them.
The fact they're all the same style is a bit disconcerting.
Dear God, woman, do you have to touch every wall?
Well, she's bleeding to death, so she's allowed to be a little bit shaky. I'm more worried about the fact that she seems to be losing liters at a time. Did she gank her abusive father?
I'm guessing so.
Ah, fair enough. Didn't see that coming. Not quite sure how it marries up to the rest of it. The dad is the worst actor of the lot. I've been more upset when they've got my order wrong at Burger King. He hasn't been stabbed, he's been minorly inconvenienced. Yeah, good for her. We approve of that kind of thing in these series.
And now we come full circle back to the beginning of the film. And it was all a dream.
They gave her a lot of drugs.
Uh,
Stab him!
I was going to say, or is that the end of her journey?
She's the one to open the gates by stabbing him.
Though I've got to say, those bands, so 2Ks. I had some like that. You really don't have to do it. Really? No. She doesn't have to do shit. Okay. The Lamont configuration is psycho-flexing. That's not normally a good thing. And it's got sparkly.
Mhm.
That's a hell of a side swing. Again, don't open the box. You hoofed it 10 foot away.
How was that opening the box?
It is desire, not hands, which opens the box. I like that corset she's the one on the left was wearing with the marks. Purple one on the left. Daddy's home. Ooh.
Supercharged by electricity. There we go.
It belongs to everyone. Okay. Yes. It's absolutely can.
Not being funny, but he must have had kids.
What?
Well, because there's a futuristic element to his line.
But it could be his nephew or something that continues on the line.
Yeah.
Yes, back to classic chains.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is what we came for. I just once I'd like Pinhead to appear and just go, "What's up, bitches?" Oh, face ripper, face ripper. Oh, that's some proper.
Chains and flesh looks unmistakably Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Eh.
Hey! Ah, nice. Solid bit of chain work there. It's a chain conga. Oh my god, that's hysterical. That was a quality line.
Yep.
Very quality line. Really?
She's already paid the price.
Again, admire her spirit. This time. Why? What? Use his hands to close the box. Then shank him.
Yeah, go right through the middle of him.
Right through the middle.
Okay.
Suicide or buckshot? Suicide or buckshot? Suicide it is. Not quite sure how that's going to stop her going to hell, but
No?
That's only if you're Catholic.
That's a lot of blood again. And it's gone. She must have remarkable makeup on to appear that quickly. Well, shit.
You know, with all those chains, he could have taken that away from him.
Okay. Almost certainly.
Anyone or anything, such as the box.
Hmm. We supposed to recognize that? Oh, she was in the apartment. Okay. Incredibly and mysteriously undamaged. I'm not.
It's to be done.
Okay. I'd just like to say we got through that with no technical issues, which is a glorious thing.
Okay.
And I'd just like to say that LJ Matthews has the comment of the evening.
What's
Yeah,
that? Yeah. What?
What the actual hell
So,
happened? I'm confused as all hell.
we have now watched it. We have a series of questions, which we'll start with the open-ended. Hey, Vicky, what do you think of that?
Huh? Someone was tripping when they made this film. Tell me I'm wrong.
I've seen much better movies made by much more strung out people.
I'm not being funny. It couldn't work out which reality it wanted to be in. It couldn't work out anything. It made no sense. And
dear God, committing suicide with someone who could literally shoot chains at the speed of light at you. Come on, man. He could have chopped her arm off quite quickly.
And him then complaining about the box closing like it's an egg timer.
Yeah, I know, and that doesn't happen. It shouldn't happen, you know. No.
So
it tried to be something it wasn't.
This is going to be an interesting one. What do we think of it as a standalone film?
For me, yeah, a bit of a trippy horror thing. As a standalone film, don't think I would have enjoyed that. Just would have found it rather pointless overall.
Yeah, Vicky. Just
as
the film
a
by itself.
standalone film, no. It tried to use some context from previous Hellraisers, but just didn't. It just didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, do you think it added anything to the Hellraiser? How do you think of it as part of the Hellraiser franchise? So I'm gonna make an observation that they did put some nice connections in, and they did.
They were loose connections.
Yeah, they were loose
very
connections.
loose. It was really quite a pathetic attempt, to be fair. They're pushing on the surrealism quite majorly, which has been touched on quite a lot, which I'm noticing is evolving throughout the Hellraisers quite frequently. Is the dreamscape, which they seem to bringing people in, and that's imagery of horror, which has been seen in several of the previous ones. So yeah, that's kind of flowed reasonably well. As a standalone, it's okay, but again, you kind of walk away going, eh.
Just to answer the peanut gallery, it was effectively straight to video. Yeah, the surrealism element of it, I don't have a problem with surrealism. I don't have a problem with the dream elements. I have a problem with the bad implementation of it.
Yeah, it couldn't work out where it wanted to be. I mean, dear God, we had the guy on the train warning her, then being dead, then being a orderly, then being in the cult, and you're like, make your bloody mind up. Where the hell is he? And his place in there, that thread, just it didn't work. It was like they tried to pepper it just random. It was pure random.
I think there was potential for a good film in there, but again, it couldn't make its mind up. It didn't seem to. That was a labyrinth, and that was a journey into the labyrinth. Okay, that was using the old storytelling norms.
Mm-hmm.
She starts in the pastoral environment of junkies in London. She gets sent off to a new location. She goes further and further down the labyrinth into hell, confronts the monster, and returns.
No, she doesn't return.
But that's the story path. But she didn't return, so we have a very ambiguous victory because she kills herself. But it's like, well, does that mean she's actually dead, or does it have to be killed by him, or what? You've got a very unclear what that guy was trying to achieve. I'm going to say I did think some of the actors were great. They took what they did with the material. Other than the dad, I would say there was no one really not giving it their best with the material they had. But I just got to the end of it. I was like, well, I don't know what it was supposed to be doing.
No, I mean, I was kind of.
There was no reveal.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting it to be, she died the moment she opened the box and's been in hell since then, or something along those lines. But yeah, just all those opportunities to do something like that. It's just, didn't do anything.
If it had been a decent whack of mythos, or if it had been a decent twist, or if it had been something somewhere.
I mean, it didn't need to be a decent twist. It just needed to be a twist rather than just beigely moving along.
I don't get how unaliving herself was a big. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, especially because I also didn't get. I got the definite sense at the end that the editor was sending a new journalist off to the same story.
Yeah.
So
Felt
was
like
that?
Yeah.
Was that trying to be a loop story, or was that a commentary on him trying to chase it? And why was the Lamont configuration box so mysterious that it was fine? I mean, they'd have had to have found it in the rubble, right? If they found it in the rubble, given its location, that means they would have had to have found 8 bodies with football-sized holes in them.
Mhm.
By the sound of it, they didn't find bodies. But when she said, "I'm going to give my soul to him, not to you," who was she giving her soul to?
No, she said, I wasn't going to give my soul to him. I'm not going to give it to you.
Oh, okay. Apologies.
Even though at the start, it's like, oh, you've opened the box. Now, what we're
Now you're mine anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that was like a double back on what was happening earlier. I didn't expect Pinhead to suddenly almost perfunctory try and gank her. And there was no tension about him trying to get her. It was just, ooh, you're mine. No, not. Oh, bother.
Mm. Oh, you've killed yourself. How inconvenient that closes boxes now. So, okay.
Yeah. I mean, there were some nice. It wasn't just the special effects. It was like the shots. There were some nice shots. There were some nice moments.
I mean, how many bloody times did she get stabbed in the freaking backside and God knows where else? And who actually stabbed her? Marla stabbed her because she asked her to. She got stabbed by the cults. She got stabbed by when she was in bed.
Zombie Girl claimed
stabbed in the labyrinth. What?
Zombie Girl claimed that she stabbed her, but I don't know why. Because it's like,
no,
why?
I don't.
Why are you
that made
hacking
zero
her up?
sense.
Yeah, it was an exposition story that didn't add up.
Mm.
I told you they were stoned when they made it.
I think my who was she? Wasn't she? I don't know. Was it a dream? I don't especially care.
No, there wasn't enough to it to want to unpick it.
I think the best way I can put it is you had 2 people making the same comment about her ass, right? Now, if there had been a third one, as the 1, 2, 3 beat, if she had made a quip, if there had been a situation where the beautifulness of her ass was endangered, if there'd been something, great. Instead, it came across as lazy writing. Because to have 2 people make the same kind of greasy comment twice, but not twice, but no quip, or 3 times or something. It just didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, just recycle some script I've got.
Yeah. I from what I saw of it, it wasn't bad looking. It wasn't spectacular, but they didn't make anything of it. It was just the go-to compliment was you have a nice ass. And both of them used the phrase ass. So, yeah. So,
is it time?
Does Paul have any more comments? More importantly, does Vicky have any more comments or any more questions?
Said enough, to be fair, about this. About this.
There's the peanut gallery. The wonderful, wonderful peanut. Here we go. Peanut should have destroyed her beans. Yeah, that would have been if she turned around and the sun had shined out, and that would have been a brilliant ending. Just something
different and unexpected. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I passed the controls over to he who knows the controls.
Therefore,
the drum roll, please.
I do believe. Is this showing?
Is it?
I'm not seeing it.
I'm not seeing it.
Okay, let's try taking it out and adding it back in again.
No.
Wait, what were we saying earlier about no technology failures? So
yeah,
let's try this again, shall we? Let's do that. That's stream. No, get into Yep. I know. I'll get there in the end. I promise.
Yeah, you keep telling me that.
Right, let's try one more time. No, it's
No.
just not.
Okay. So
It's not working for me. Oh, I've got it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Oh God. Right. Anyway, so therefore, Vicky, where would you put this film in the Hall of Hellraisers? Is it a heavenly film? I'm guessing not. Or is it a hellish film?
And more
Now-
importantly, how does it compare against Inferno? Too bad, right? I question your integrity and I question the bad movies you've watched. This is still mild on the bad movie front.
I can't even remember Inferno. I think I purposefully blanked it from
Inferno
my memory.
top.
Yeah, it's a proper rape his
Oh.
buddy in the first like 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. So this was better. I mean, she wasn't a great character, but she was she wasn't a dick, which is what he was. So yeah, it's one above Inferno, but firmly in
Mildly
the.
better, was it?
Mildly better.
It just made no freaking sense.
But we stick it in there. How's that?
Yeah, stick it there.
So
Hopefully there'll be nothing worse.
the sort of knee height.
Just
Up
a shin, maybe.
Are we talking shin or are we talking knee?
Knee.
Okay.
Knee.
Yeah, a little bit.
There's, I'm just saying there's still some
Room
space.
for worse. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, let's look at it this way. The acting was good.
Yeah, the acting was pretty good.
Some of the shots were nice, and there were some tense moments. Reasonable statement.
Mhm.
Reasonable statements. Yes.
But it didn't add up to anything, and overall, at the end, we were just a bit, whatever.
Well, they did say that in the critics, didn't they? That it kind of went towards the end and then just went blip.
I can move to what the critics said to the end to after Vicky's final judgment if you want next time. We can discuss about that. But what we've got cannot. We are so far away from that. Oh God,
That's overtime, isn't it?
We've got that was 7. So we've got 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we're at least, depending on how we do it, we're at least 3 or 4.
I think it's October
4 or
time.
5, yeah. So, are we happy with that as Vicky's final judgment?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that's one and done.
There.
I mean, would you consider watching Hellraiser 2 or Hellraiser 3 again?
Potentially. What? And this being watched again?
Would you watch those
Would you
3
go back
again?
to them at some point later on in your life?
Well, I'm gonna have to at some point because I've got a presentation to write for the end. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes,
Cool.
at some
Have to
point
go over quite a few things.
we're going to be revisiting. Fair enough.
We're going to be revisiting.
Well, yeah, I've got plenty of evidence so far.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
Cool. But you know what else we've got coming up?
So is that next time on?
No, that's the plug. But what we have got coming up eventually
there we go.
is me. 24 hours in the Amityville shed.
Your own personal horror.
So for those of you who don't know about this, I am going to be pimping the hell out of this, and I'm looking to you wonderful people to help pimp the hell out of it. On the 30th of September, me, along with a number of valiant assistants, I'm going to attempt to watch Amityville movies for 24 hours straight for charity to raise funds for Crisis UK. All I seek is 200 quid's worth of donation for each movie. And to make it even more fun, whoever donates the most of each 200 quid block gets to pick whichever.
So
there is loads of them.
I was going to say, is there a list somewhere of Amityville films?
Yes, you can find them. You can find films based on Amityville, both on the link on the just giving 24 hours in Amityville, and on Wikipedia if you search for Amityville movies. Any of those films that I am able to secure a copy of, you can nominate me to watch for 24 hours. And I can't stand the Amityville series because the official ones were weak and then it just got worse. But anyway, so yes.
So it's a rough idea. How many Amityville films are there?
I think I counted it. There's over 25.
25 to pick from.
Yes, it's not a franchise as such, but it's loads of different people with lots of varying levels of quality. The bulk of them.
We can probably sponsor you. We'll sponsor you, but we are in fact busy on the 30th.
Oh no! I know, which is why Paul will be coming over at 5 o'clock in the morning on the Sunday to help get me through the last 5 hours, and that last 5 hours could be 3 different movies of awfulness.
Honey, really?
Quite possibly, yes. If I can wake up on time.
If I get sponsored enough to do that, because the goal is to raise $3,000. Anyway, at this point, the main thing is I'm doing it. Keep an eye on the Super Fortress Hardcore Genki Hall of Awesome. Keep an eye on here. Keep an eye on my newsfeed, and help promote the hell out of it, as well as throw a little bit of money in the tin. But once it goes proper live, spread word. This is preloading, call to action. I'm going to do a video next week and try and really push it. Anyway. Enough
back
of that.
to our regularly scheduled promotions.
Yay.
So next time, on Tuesday the 22nd of August, we have Hellraiser Hell World.
Yes.
And the spiel for this one, gamers playing an MMORPG based on the Hellraiser films, getting self-referential here, find their lives endangered after being invited to a rave, the host of which intends to show them the truth behind the Cenobite mythos.
Yes. You can find Paul and Andrew Watch All Ofs at trashortreasure.org. Sorry, at trashortreasure.blog. Or search Facebook for the Super Fortress Hardcore Genki Hall of Awesome.
So thank you very much for watching with Paul, Andy and myself. Watch all of Hellraiser, and I hope you have a great evening.
Until next time, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.